For my book report this month, I did It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. This book follows the story of 15-year-old Craig Gilner, a boy living in Brooklyn, New York. Craig was always a happy kid, hanging out with friends, riding his bike, doing art, or studying to get into the high school he dreamed of. He was happy until high school. Once Craig began attending Executive Pre-Professional, a high school for New York's smartest and most talented kids, his depression started to kick in. Craig starts going to a psychiatrist after his depression causes him to have an eating disorder, and she puts him on medication. Craig takes this medication for a while, and when he begins to feel better, he stops taking the meds, thinking he is cured. When Craig stops taking his medication, his depression becomes more and more serious, causing him to begin having suicidal thoughts. One morning, he wakes up very early, overwhelmed with the thought of jumping off the Brooklyn Bridge. Craig almost brings himself to do this, but instead ends up calling the suicide hotline, which sends him to a nearby hospital. He checks himself into the hospital, and he is taken to 6 North, the psychiatric ward of the hospital. Once he is there, Craig meets many other patients, like Bobby, a man who has trouble staying away from 6 North, Muqtada, a quiet man who rarely leaves the room, and Noelle, a shy girl full of mysteries. Over the course of his 5-day stay at 6 North, Craig makes many other friends among the patients, and slowly they begin to help him come to terms with his illness. He tries to get better and starts to do art again. He realizes that art really makes him happy, and he makes brain maps for all the people that he has met. Aside from his art, Craig also begins to find happiness in Noelle. He becomes very close with her, and the two of them become very, very close friends. In the end, they end up dating. Craig realizes, through Noelle, that not all people are bad, and some people are actually there for him to look forward to seeing. Everyone else at 6 North thinks Craig's art skills are amazing. They all push him to pursue art more, and possibly do it after he's out of the hospital. Craig realized that his depression really started to get bad when he started attending Executive Pre-Professional, where he was not doing very well, and also when he stopped doing art. Craig decides that with his parents and his therapist, that he should transfer to a school for art, something that didn't stress him out. It made him feel happy. Everyone at 6 North, Craig is able to check out of the hospital at the end of the week on his road to recovery. He realizes how much he actually wanted to live, and begins to appreciate all the little things in life. I really, really enjoyed this story. I think I liked it because I believe that it's very real. It's not one of your typical stories that's just about your average romance or something supernatural. It's about real life and real problems that happen to real people every single day. I think that it was important that someone had to write this, and it was very, very well written. It's not your typical story, and it deals with issues that happen in the real world. This book is unique and authentic, as author Ned Vizzini spent 5 days in an adult psychiatric hospital himself in Brooklyn in 2004. I believe that everyone needs to read this book because it deals with issues and it spreads awareness about mental illness, and it's also really funny.